It's 7:30 p.m., and you've just wrapped up a long day at the office. Your energy is low, your brain is foggy from endless emails and meetings, but the charts are calling. You sit down with the screen glowing, charts moving, and a familiar sense of pressure sets in. The temptation to catch up on missed trades or squeeze in a quick win can feel overwhelming. For many traders balancing a 9 to 5, this scenario repeats day after day, and it's where consistency begins to slip away. The core problem isn't your trading strategy or your ability to read the charts. It's the absence of structured habits that guide decision-making when your cognitive and emotional resources are stretched thin. A single evening of trading without structure can easily lead to overtrading, chasing setups that don't meet your rules, or breaking risk management discipline. Over time, these small errors compound, producing results that are inconsistent and frustrating, leaving you questioning whether part-time trading is even viable. What separates the traders who struggle from those who consistently profit is not luck, nor hours spent glued to the screen, but the daily habits they practice. These habits create a system that protects decision-making, optimizes limited energy, and reinforces disciplined execution. When habits are strong, they act as guardrails, preventing fatigue and emotion from hijacking rational thinking. When they are absent, even the best strategies fall victim to impulsive behavior and stress-induced mistakes. To understand this better, we need to break down 3 habits that top part-time traders implement consistently. These are habits that fit into the tight schedule of a 9 to 5 worker, habits that don't demand hours of screen time, but instead focus on quality over quantity, mental preparedness, and emotional control. These habits aren't abstract ideas. They are actionable behaviors that shape every decision you make before, during, and after each trading session. Before we dive into the specifics, it's important to understand why habits have such a profound effect on trading performance. Cognitive psychology tells us that humans have limited willpower and decision-making capacity. After a full day of work, the brain's ability to process risk, evaluate probability, and follow rules is diminished. This is why impulsive trades or deviations from the plan happen so frequently in evening sessions. By embedding habits into your routine, you reduce reliance on willpower alone and allow structured behavior to guide your decisions. The first habit revolves around planning and journaling. This is where you capture market observations, trade ideas, and emotional state before stepping into the charts. The second habit focuses on defining high-focus trading windows, creating a structured environment for executing trades efficiently without succumbing to distractions or fatigue. The third habit emphasizes energy and emotional management, ensuring that your mind and body are prepared to make rational decisions even after a long day at work. As we move through each of these habits, you'll see that their impact isn't just theoretical. Traders who implement these routines consistently experience measurable improvements, fewer impulsive trades, adherence to stop-loss and position sizing rules, and the confidence that comes from knowing their decisions are guided by a repeatable system rather than reactionary impulses. Even if your schedule is limited to an hour or two in the evenings, these habits maximize the effectiveness of every trade you take, protecting both your account and your mental clarity. Building these habits doesn't require a complete overhaul of your life. It doesn't demand perfect execution from day one. Instead, it begins with small, deliberate steps that are reinforced consistently. Think of it as constructing a foundation. Without habits, the foundation of your trading is unstable, vulnerable to the inevitable stress and fatigue of juggling a 9 to 5. With habits in place, every trade is executed from a position of preparedness and control. Ultimately, recognizing the need for these habits is the first step in transforming your trading performance. You're not trying to spend more hours staring at charts. You're aiming to spend smarter hours, using structured routines to guide decisions, manage emotion, and maintain discipline. The mistakes that trip up so many 9 to 5 traders, overtrading, revenge trading, impulsive entries, aren't eliminated overnight, but by consistently applying these habits, you reduce their frequency and impact dramatically. Trading successfully around a 9 to 5 job is less about having the perfect system and more about building habits that reinforce discipline, focus, and emotional control. When you're juggling a full-time job, family obligations, and other responsibilities, your trading edge often comes down to routines that structure your attention and preserve your mental energy. These habits create the scaffolding that allows your strategy to function as intended, even when life is busy or stressful. The first habit centers on pre-session preparation. Before you even open your charts, take a few minutes to get into the right mindset. This isn't just checking news headlines or scanning price action. It's a deliberate mental and physical reset. Stand up, stretch, or walk around for a couple of minutes to shake off the residual tension from work. Deep breathing or a short meditation can calm elevated cortisol levels and reduce the impulsivity that comes from stress. Then, take out your trading journal and review the previous day's trades. Identify what went well and where mistakes occurred, not to dwell on errors, but to prime your mind to avoid repeating them. This brief but intentional preparation signals to your brain that you are transitioning from employee mode to trader mode, reinforcing focus and mental clarity. The second habit is structured session planning. Many part-time traders fall into the trap of reacting to the market whenever a moment opens up. Impulse trades, overtrading, and chasing setups often occur when sessions are unplanned. By dedicating specific windows for trading, 30 to 60 minutes of focused, high-quality attention, you create a framework that favors deliberate decision-making. During this time, define your targets, risk levels, and acceptable trade setups in advance. Use a pre-trade checklist that includes entry criteria, stop-loss placement, position sizing, and the conditions that would invalidate the trade. Structuring your session reduces the mental burden of real-time decisions, preventing fatigue from clouding judgment. Over time, this consistency reinforces positive trading behaviors, making adherence to your rules second nature. A third, equally important habit is post-trade reflection. Many traders neglect this step, moving immediately to the next trade or stepping away without examining their decisions. After every session, spend a few minutes logging not only your trade outcomes, but also your emotional state and thought processes. Were you tempted to deviate from your plan? Did fear or greed influence your position sizing or exit timing? Did fatigue from work seep into your decision-making? Documenting these subtle psychological cues allows you to identify recurring patterns that undermine performance. Over weeks, this habit trains your self-awareness and transforms seemingly minor lapses into actionable insights. The goal isn't to judge yourself harshly, but to collect data on behavior so you can proactively refine routines and maintain consistency. Another subtle yet powerful habit is energy management throughout the day. Trading after a long workday isn't just about time management. It's about preserving cognitive resources. Simple actions like taking breaks during work, staying hydrated, eating balanced meals, and moving your body can dramatically impact alertness during your trading window. Part-time traders often underestimate how quickly mental fatigue accumulates from professional work, emails, and meetings. Even 15 minutes of light exercise or a mindful pause between tasks can elevate focus and prevent the reactive, emotionally driven trading that destroys accounts. Complementing these habits is the ritual of visualizing your trades before placing them. Spend a moment picturing the trade from entry to exit, imagining both favorable and adverse outcomes. This mental rehearsal prepares your mind to react according to your plan rather than emotions. Visualization strengthens the neural pathways associated with discipline and reduces the likelihood of panic exits or impulsive adjustments. For part-time traders with limited hours, these mental exercises are a force multiplier, ensuring that each decision aligns with your strategy even under pressure. Finally, incorporate a feedback loop for accountability. Whether through a trading mentor, a peer group, or structured journaling, externalizing your review process reinforces habits. Sharing trades and reasoning with others, or even simply committing them to a written record, increases adherence to your rules. The accountability mechanism also exposes blind spots that are easy to miss when trading in isolation, particularly when balancing a full-time job. Over time, these habits compound, creating an internal culture of discipline, awareness, and structured decision-making that protects your capital and fosters consistent results. By integrating these daily habits, pre-session preparation, structured sessions, post-trade reflection, energy management, visualization, and accountability, you create a framework that allows part-time traders to execute with precision, even under the constraints of a 9-to-5 job. Each habit reinforces the others, building a sustainable system that prioritizes consistency over short-term impulses and process over outcome, ensuring that every trading decision is deliberate and every session productive. Consistency as a part-time trader comes not from luck or spontaneous inspiration, but from deliberately structuring your day to align with both your energy and your market windows. When trading around a 9 to 5 job, time is scarce, so each session must be optimized. The first step is establishing a transition routine from work mode to trading mode. It can be as simple as shutting down your computer, stepping outside for a 5-minute walk, and taking a few deep breaths to release accumulated tension. This physical and mental separation primes your focus and helps reduce carryover stress from the workday, which otherwise can trigger impulsive trades. Even brief rituals such as stretching or journaling can signal to your brain that it is now time for a focused, high-stakes cognitive activity, allowing you to approach charts with clarity rather than fatigue. Next, focus on time-box trading sessions. Instead of attempting to monitor the market throughout the day or during sporadic breaks, define clear periods for trading. Many part-time traders make the mistake of opening charts whenever they can steal a moment, which almost always leads to scattered decision-making and emotional trading. By committing to a 30 to 60-minute window, you concentrate your attention and reduce the likelihood of overtrading. During this session, stick rigidly to your predefined criteria. Avoid the temptation to chase setups that appear outside of your plan. Limiting your exposure to the market during a high-focus block also preserves mental energy and prevents burnout, which is critical when balancing a full-time job with trading responsibilities. An essential element within these time-box sessions is prioritizing high-probability setups over quantity. Part-time traders often fall prey to the illusion that more trades equal more opportunity. In reality, attempting to force trades during limited time leads to suboptimal decisions. Train yourself to wait for the setups that fully meet your criteria, even if it means taking fewer trades in a session. Quality always outweighs quantity, and this habit ensures that every trade you take is deliberate and aligned with your edge. By focusing on high-probability scenarios, you conserve mental energy, reinforce discipline, and gradually build confidence in your system, even if the overall number of trades is modest. Another core habit is maintaining strict risk controls. Regardless of session length or trade frequency, always adhere to your stop-loss and position sizing rules. Part-time traders sometimes rationalize increasing size or stretching stops because their trading time is limited, but this approach undermines long-term consistency. Consistently applying risk rules not only preserves capital, but also reduces emotional reactivity, allowing you to approach each trade with a clear, analytical mindset rather than letting FOMO or impatience dictate your actions. Over time, this consistency in risk management compounds, transforming small, disciplined decisions into significant long-term advantages. Journaling during and after sessions is equally important. While pre- and post-trade journaling was introduced earlier as a daily habit, the focus here is on integrating it into your trading flow. Briefly note your emotional state before entering a trade, any cognitive biases that arise, and your reactions to outcomes. Tracking these micro-behaviors within each session builds a powerful feedback loop, helping you identify patterns of impulsive thinking, fatigue-related mistakes, or situational triggers unique to your schedule. This self-monitoring strengthens self-awareness, which is critical for sustaining discipline over months and years of part-time trading. Energy management should also extend into micro-recovery techniques during trading sessions. Even a short 5-minute break to stretch, hydrate, or step outside can prevent mental fatigue from accumulating and impacting judgment. Trading is a mentally intensive activity, and part-time traders are often coming in after a full day of work. Recognizing when your focus is waning and taking intentional pauses protects decision quality and reinforces habits of disciplined execution. Finally, combine these structural habits with visualization and scenario planning. Before entering your session, mentally rehearse the trades you expect to see and how you will execute them according to your rules. Include possible adverse movements and how you will respond without deviating from your plan. This preparation reduces emotional reactivity during the session and strengthens confidence in your strategy. Visualization serves as a bridge between preparation and execution, particularly valuable for traders whose market exposure is limited to short windows each day. By integrating these elements, transition routines, time-box sessions, high-probability setups, strict risk control, embedded journaling, micro-recovery breaks, and visualization. You create a sustainable, disciplined framework that maximizes efficiency, preserves mental energy, and prevents the impulsive behaviors that destroy part-time trading performance. For 9 to 5 traders, these habits turn limited trading hours into a controlled environment where consistent, high-quality decisions become the norm rather than the exception. Building daily habits is only part of the equation. Sustainable success as a 9 to 5 trader comes from creating a system that protects both your mental and physical energy over months and years. One of the most critical components is aligning trading sessions with your natural energy cycles. Early morning traders may find the first hour before work their most focused, while evening traders might benefit from a short window after dinner when energy is still sufficient. The goal is not to trade more, but to trade when your brain is capable of executing your plan with clarity. Ignoring your energy levels leads to fatigue-driven mistakes, impulsive trades, and the frustration of seeing profits slip away despite following a system. Another long-term adjustment is integrating rest, nutrition, and exercise into your routine. Sleep directly impacts cognitive function, decision-making, and emotional regulation. Even one night of poor rest can turn a high-probability setup into a decision fraught with doubt or impatience. Nutrition also plays a key role. Stable energy levels reduce emotional spikes and prevent the urge to chase trades recklessly. Exercise, even in small doses, improves focus, relieves stress, and primes your brain for mental acuity. By treating your body as an integral part of your trading performance, you build resilience against fatigue-driven errors that commonly plague part-time traders. Accountability mechanisms amplify the impact of these habits. Maintaining a trading journal, sharing progress with a mentor, or reviewing sessions with a peer group creates an external layer of discipline. When you commit to these practices publicly or document them systematically, you reinforce adherence to rules and reduce the chance of rationalizing impulsive trades. Accountability also allows for honest evaluation of patterns over time, providing insights into how work stress, fatigue, or personal responsibilities influence performance. Long-term success also requires flexibility and adaptability. Markets evolve, life schedules shift, and your energy patterns may change. Periodically reviewing and adjusting trading windows, session length, and habits ensures your system remains aligned with both your professional life and market conditions. Part-time traders often fail because they treat habits as rigid rules rather than adaptive strategies. Sustainable trading is about creating a resilient framework that accommodates changes without compromising discipline or risking emotional decision-making. The final layer is cultivating mental resilience and emotional control. Part-time traders face unique pressures, limited market access, juggling work obligations, and the temptation to compensate for missed opportunities. Daily habits alone do not guarantee consistency unless paired with a mindset capable of handling setbacks calmly and rationally. Techniques such as mindfulness, reflective journaling, and scenario planning allow you to recognize emotional triggers, pause before acting, and make choices grounded in your trading plan rather than immediate impulses. Over time, these mental skills become automatic, reducing stress and improving performance under pressure. To bring it all together, the habits outlined in this series: early preparation, journaling, high-focus time blocks, strict risk management, micro-recovery breaks, visualization, energy alignment, accountability, and emotional resilience, form a comprehensive framework for part-time traders. These routines allow you to trade effectively around a 9 to 5 job, maximizing results while preserving energy, focus, and long-term profitability. If you implement these habits consistently, you will transform your part-time trading approach. You will stop relying on willpower alone, reduce impulsive trades, and make decisions based on strategy and discipline rather than emotion. Start by identifying your key trading windows, creating a reset routine after work, and committing to high-probability setups with strict risk control. Track your mental state, energy, and results in a journal. Engage with a mentor or peer for accountability. Over time, these practices compound into consistent, profitable trading without burning out or sacrificing your career. Master these 3 daily habits, and you will separate yourself from 90% of part-time traders, building the foundation to eventually transition from your 9 to 5 to trading full-time with confidence and control.